Fermentation is the transformative action of microorganisms. Different kinds of organisms, bacteria and fungi. Among the fungi, the two major groups of fermentation organisms would be yeasts, the most famous agents of fermentation that everybody knows about, and molds, which some people are a little bit squeamish about. Yeah, just really like, yeah, squeeze, yeah. Because then what it also does is it reduces the volume, so we'll take two little bowls like that. A lot more vegetables in that.
I was just thinking about this idea of culture, and what is culture? What is culture among people? And just having this realization this morning as I was milking my cow that just the act of producing, growing, harvesting, bringing in, preparing, having a fire, having the kids be involved, watching and then learning, smelling the smells, putting things together in new ways. It's culture. It's what makes us people.
Does anyone want some garlic? Does anyone want garlic to go in it? Yeah, you see how, like, as you squish, like, it's getting moister? I mean, you know, it's like, it's not that meaningful to do the breadfruit. Like, you know, I could see holding the breadfruit out after you've done that, but other ways I can do it.
My goal is to help my children really enjoy the products we make. They tend to enjoy sweeter products.
And it's really because of, you know, rapid urbanization and the, you know, sort of pressure on dairies to, you know, create more and more milk on less and less land that we developed all these problems with milk.
A sweeter cheese happens if you get it to set more quickly. If it takes 2 or 3 days on the counter before it becomes firm, it's going to be more sour.
So that's the same idea as, like, you know, acids accumulate over time. And some people would prefer a cheese that was sharper. Some people would prefer a cheese that is mild.
So the lunch is ready for those of you who you guys can line up over here. Sweet potato salad from Lynn's Sweet Potatoes. The dill, I believe, came from, where did it come from?
Pauwila Forest Farm.
The Pauwila Forest Farm. And then
same idea.
There's some other things in here, but it's a yogurt base, so this one's not vegan. We got a little egg salad here, and then we've got 3 kinds of tzatziki, which are yogurt based, so these ones are not vegan. This one is Katya's famous zesty citrus dressing. It's vegan, and this is a citrus and avocado based dressing. It's also vegan. And we've got salad here for everybody. And what I suggest is, the taro croquettes. These are taro and coconut and pigeon pea and basil from down in aquaponics, garlic, onion, and then we fried it in coconut oil. And I suggest a little bit of the tzatziki on top of these. Any questions? Sounds like fun. Let's see. Yeah.
Sourdough, you have to sometimes lower the acidity, which is what happens in a high proportion feeding. If you just use a little bit of your sourdough and then add a larger volume of fresh flour and water, then you are dramatically lowering the acidity and kind of you know, giving a little competitive advantage to the yeasts, which are not so acid-bearing. So while it maintains its low acidity, the yeast get really active, and you get a lot more rise out of your sourdough.
Bread with cultured butter.
Let's go that way.
So we'll just add a bunch of this sourdough into our batter here, and then I like to add, you know, different kinds of vegetable things. So I grated some sweet potato. We'll go ahead and add some of the grated sweet potato. So we'll go ahead and add some of this pounded ulu to it. And we even had a little bit of leftover oatmeal from breakfast. So I mean, like I'm really just trying to, you know, sort of illustrate for you that you can throw all sorts of things into something like this. And because cheese is so wonderful and plentiful here on this farm, we'll throw some cheese in there. A different kind of pancake. Okay, so now I'm going to pass it over here to the pancake station. And here's our star pancake makers. I've been corresponding with this woman in Sri Lanka who turned me on to pancakes that they make in Sri Lanka that they call hoppers. And hoppers are basically rice and coconut pancakes. So what we did instead is just use coconut water. They did an experiment, and they did like an old coconut, a medium coconut, and a young coconut, and did the water in each of 3 jars, and let it just spontaneously ferment in a warm spot, covered with a paper towel like this. With the slightly bubbly old coconut water, and mix that all together, and then it's gotten really nice and bubbly. And so that made some coconut cream, and I just took some of the coconut flesh that was left over from that and put it in here. So like, you know, grated up coconut essentially. What Jennifer recommended and what we'll add now is essentially making coconut milk by taking grated coconut and pouring hot water over it and letting it cool down, and you get sort of like an infusion of coconut flavor and sugar into the water. So
those are the poppers?
Yeah.
The white ones.
Yeah, I could imagine like a little bit of something like rosemary in there.
Yeah. These are so yum.
Oh, right, that's what I thought too. They're just like,
man,
never again plain pancakes.
Never again plain pancakes.
Yeah.
Look at those slices.